Hello. Yes, thanks Advait, and hello to all the users of Creo Parametric. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Sudhanva Puranik, and I am a trainer for Tata Technologies and training content developer for iGetIt. So today I will be speaking on a topic on creation or understanding of the start part used for the MBD process. So on our page of myigetit.com, there are different courses of different CAD softwares and some other domains like automotive or plastics and so on. And here there is one category regarding PTC Creo, for which I am creating the training content. So in iGetIt, on the learning page, as I said, from the different catalogs, my course is there in the PTC Creo category, and that is about this model based definition. So now if we see our YouTube page of iGetIt Learning for Engineers, so here there is a playlist about PTC Creo, and I have created over there one webinar which was regarding the model based definition only, but that was about how to use the model based definition in Creo Parametric. So that was some further step, and today I will be speaking about some initial steps about this MBD process. So basically MBD, model based definition, that is also called as a 3D annotation in the context of any OEM who is working on designing of different machine components and further the manufacture and then assembly and sale of that machine component. So for example, if we look at our Tata Motors, who is manufacturing commercial and passenger vehicles, so for such an OEM, the process of creation of solid models using any CAD software, and then further they try to convey that design information to the downstream deliverable people who are from manufacturing domain and who try to manufacture the components and machines which these people design. So in the past, this process was being done by using the paperwork, means there were drawings made in any CAD software, and then the drawings would be printed on any paper, and that paper was the basis for all downstream people from manufacturing domain who refer to the 2D drawings, and then they create the actual manufacturable components through that understanding of drawing. So as this thing about the paperless activity that increased, so due to the virtual world, so these OEMs, they tried to go to the paperless work. So they didn't want any kind of a 2D drawing in the form of PDF, and further the print of that 2D drawing on any large sheet like A0 or further bigger sheet, and they tried to do the referring to that sheet, and they tried to manufacture the parts. So instead of that kind of a process, they started to create the drawing information instead of 2D drawing onto the 3D model only. So that is nothing but the concept of model based definition. And then further inside those CAD native models, either Creo or CATIA or anything, that information was presented, that 3D annotation information that was being sent to the lightweight files, and that lightweight files were being visualized by the manufacturing people on the shop floor. So this is a kind of a getting rid of that paper, and everything regarding the drawing information, all the annotations, they were present on the lightweight 3D model on the screen of computers only. So that was basically the concept of MBD or 3D annotation. And as I said earlier, the initial step of any design, that is about creation of a solid model in any CAD software. And once the modeling is done, that model should be made with exact dimensions, and then for the manufacturing purpose, that dimensions, the other kinds of annotations like notes, then surface finish, then GD&T, means geometric dimensioning and tolerances, and any title block which is specific to the company, all that information would be given onto the 3D model as the basis for all manufacturing purposes. So this was the first step during the MBD process. So and further, that MBD process would create the 3D annotations on the model. So this previous webinar was about that topic, how to use model based definition in PTC Creo Parametric. So further, today I will speak about a topic which is one step before that. While creation of the 3D annotations, we have some standard templates, and by using those templates, we should create those annotations so that the template would give the user all the necessary information in some prescribed format. So that prescribed format is nothing but called as a MBD Start part. So that's why my topic is today about the previous step of this webinar, and today's webinar would be a kind of theoretical one. So I would speak about the theory of this start part for MBD process. So that is the today's agenda. The next thing is regarding preparation of the model for annotation. So basically, after having the model prepared for annotation process, then I can create the further annotations like dimensions or datums or surface finish and so on. So in my last webinar, as I discussed, in this webinar, I have shown basically the further step, like these dimensions, GTOL, surface finish, those things I have shown. But now currently I will speak about how to prepare your model for the annotation. That is the basic first step for MBD process. So that's why if you go through this course, then you will understand all the concepts in depth, for which I'm trying to show some glimpses about right now. So in the preparation of model for annotation, the first thing comes about the combined states. So basically, what do we mean by combined state? As we know in Creo, if we start with a simple Creo model, which I go by just a new and part and so on. So here in a view tab or in this in graphics toolbar, I'm having one command regarding the view manager. And in a view manager, there are different tabs like orient, appearances, sections, simplified representation, layers, and so on. So we all know about those things. As the experienced Creo users, we know what to do where in these tabs, that we know. And as we see, like simplified representation, orient, section, appearances, layers, these are total 5 things, and I can combine all of their information in this all tab. So basically, in the all tab, I can combine the information which is coming from all the remaining 5 tabs. That's why in the all tabs, whatever I define, that is called as a combined state. That is a very basic definition or theory of a combined state. And by creating different combined states and by organizing the information into them with the help of data coming from other tabs, I can kind of create different views, orientations, and I can show there some information, the other I can hide. That is the approach towards the MBD by using the combined states. So to have an example, let me first show my complete part with the MBD. So this MBD part, if I open, then initially the part would look like this. So basically it is showing everything, the solid plus all types of datums, all they are currently visible, and also the sketches which were used to create this solid. So that is the kind of a entire information is shown in this part right now. Then if I go for this annotate, before that annotate, let me go for the view tab. So here in the manage views, if I enable this display combined views, this option, then I can have these combined states available to me over here in any of the tab. Whenever I'm going any kind of a tab in the ribbon, still I can see these combined views out at the bottom that I'm enabling right now. So now for this model, currently the model looks like this. And if I now go for first combined state, which is called as a 3D model, now it should show me only the basic thing. That is the plain 3D model without any datums, without any sketches and any other supplementary geometry. That is a plain, simple 3D model. And since it is made out of a start part, so start part is having some different information over here that I will speak about in the start part itself. So then further, if I go for example, this holes named combined view, then you can see that the model would look different in the terms of appearance, and it would show me the information about the holes. So basically here we can understand that this model is looking like this with the help of one appearance. Then this information regarding the nodes of holes, they are nothing but the annotations. And now the model orients like this. That is nothing but the orientation of model. So this kind of a things I'm controlling over here in the holes combined state by using the information from all the remaining tabs of the view manager. That is the kind of concept over here. So let us now look again at our default Creo part. So here, whenever I'm going for a view manager, so basically, initially in the layers, I can create some layers by using which I can control the information in the model, information in terms of supporting geometry like datums and the sketches. Those kind of information I can control with the help of layers, whether to show them or hide them. That I can control with the help of layers. Once the layers are there, then the other parameters I can define as per my need, what orientation I want, what state of appearance I want, as I did in the previous example where I have shown the different appearance for the holes combined state. Then if I need any section to show, then that I can create, and whatever I create over here in the orient, appearance, simplified wrap, sections and layers, that entire information I can show in the all tab. So basically in the all tab, if I go for a new, it would be a COMB0001 as the name. That's nothing but a combined state or combined view, both we can call it. And then when I try to create, first it gets created, further I can edit this. So if I pick this and then I go for a edit definition, then you can see that for the combined state 1, the all information from other tabs like orientation, simplified representation, cross section, appearance and layers. These 5 things are coming from other tabs of view manager, and all of them now I can set over here as per my need. So basically what orientation I want, any specific orientation from the default orientations which are given to us from the standards like front, back and so on, or any further orientation which I create on my own as a user orientation that I can choose over here. Any simplified representation if I create, that I can definitely choose to show in this particular combined state. Similarly, if there is a cross section, then I can go for that cross section. So basically I could create a cross section either at the part level separately in the cross section tab of view manager, and then that would be listed over here, which I can select over here. Same thing about the appearance. I can create any number of appearances in the model as per my choice, and they will now come over here. And same for layer as well. And for the visibility from this combined state, I can either show or I can make visible only the annotations, or along with annotations, I can show the supplemental geometry as well in terms of datums and sketches and so on. So this is basically the theory of combined state. So this was in a nutshell a brief about theory of combined states. Then comes the next thing. When we want to create our own MBD start part, then how should we define the naming conventions about our combined states? So again, this is a guideline because this thing totally depends on the need of organization where you are working. That organization will uh, they will decide what kind of a naming conventions would be given to the combined state and how would they be organized. That will be the entirely a decision of your organization. So I will now speak about some generic terms about that. And further, I will go for the creation of MBD start part, the basic process, how we should approach for that basically. So for the combined state naming conventions, again, you can see that my course is explaining about that topic further in detail. So like as I spoke earlier, the layers, initially there are no layers. We should define layers of our choice, and then we can use those layers to be either visible or non-visible into these combined states. Those are again having some names which I will speak about further. So basically this thing looks like this. In a view manager, layers tab like this, and a view manager that would look like this for the all tab or combined views tab. And the naming conventions, again, this is a general explanation. Like when we say first combined state as 01 3D model, this will quickly hide all the annotations and it will display only the 3D model that I have just shown in my current example. Then for default view, we can have any company specific notice. That is again a totally organization need based. Any kind of a notice if your organization would like to show to the designers over there or to the suppliers and manufacturers and so on, then that would be present in this default view combined state. So that's why in my model, you can see that this 3D model, this will definitely not show anything apart from the solid of the model. And I'm just saying one general note like ABC company, proprietary information, a basic thing. This is just a guideline. So you can decide on your own how can you kind of define this note over here as per your company specific need. Then for the default view, again, this will look same as 3D model because again, this is totally company based need. So 3D model basically would look like this, and in a default view, apart from the 3D model view, there can be some further notes or information which is totally company specific. Yes. Then third one, that is regarding the site map. So site map is a general thing, and that is basically it is showing all kinds of nodes, and those nodes are having some hyperlinks, and that's why using those hyperlinks, the nodes would lead us to the other combined state. The node indicates the name of that combined state, and that would lead us to that combined state separately. So in this generic term, we call it a site map. Again, your company can decide what should be given as a name for this. So if you look at this thing, my complete MBD model. So in a site map, you can basically see the names of all below combined views only, like title block, model properties, and so on. So from the combined state name 4 up to the 11 that I am showing over here. If I want, I could add this 12th one as well over there that I haven't done right now. So now if I go to this title block sitemap note, then this would lead me to the title block combined state. So definitely I can go by this method as well. But as I said, like initially when these tabs were not visible here, then I can go by using the sitemap. And definitely in each of the combined state, I'm having one note which will go to the sitemap again. and from there also I can go to the combined state again. Then if I go for this model properties, then now the view is somewhat shifting, and here I get some nodes, and you can now see that the weight is showing a actual value based on the volume of this model. So for example, if from this model, this pattern of 3 holes, if I try to suppress this thing, now see immediately the weight is changing because uh, this weight note is parametric with the model. That's why this kind of a parametric notes very much help us in case of this information which we want to get. Again, let me do one thing. I will go for the edit materials and let me add one more material like for example, legacy materials. Let me choose this SS and one more like FE. So this I'm choosing as materials and they are now coming over here. Then this current material, steel high carbon, that is now listed over here in the note. Now for this material, if I set as master, then immediately that would change over here as SS, and based on the material, again the weight would change. So this kind of a parametric relation I am creating for the nodes with the model. And again the dimensioning units that is also I made as a parametric one. From the parameters I can change this thing as well. So if I go to tools and parameters, then I can find this parameter, which is nothing but the dimension units, and that should have the so the unit system is basically that is If I change it to inches, then that would reflect over here. So in this manner, I am taking the advantage of the parametric modeling philosophy of PTC Creo, and I'm trying to implement that in my start part. And why a start part? Because whatever be the model geometry, this kind of a standard nodes will be always available there because this is the start part. Yeah, again, same thing. Nodes, they are again parametric that I made with the same logic. Then datums. So again, datum information, front view, model orientation front view, and some annotations. So if I go for this front view combined state edit definition, you can see that this combined state is having the orientation as front view only with no cross section and master representation, and also appearance is default and layers are all off. That's why any other geometry like datums or sketches that is not visible. And for the combined state visibility, it is showing us annotations as well as supplemental geometry. So if any supplemental geometry is there, then that will be shown. That is I'm setting. But in a current front view of this model, this supplemental geometry is not applicable. It's just showing me the annotations in the form of this. So again, if I go for holes, then you can now see that the holes is having a orientation named as holes only. So basically this orientation I made by my own logic and based on my need. And then apart from that, I have created one appearance. Also to that, I have given a name as holes only, so that with the help of this orientation and this appearance, now my model looks to me like this because it is again showing me the visibility of annotations also, which are these 3 annotations. And in this manner, I'm controlling which annotations I want to show in the current combined state and which I want to hide. So that is a kind of use of these combined states over here. So that was the second thing. How would we name the combined states and organize them? So I have spoken about title block. I have spoken about sitemap, and the model properties also I have shown to you, and something other likes if you want to have any notes specific to your kind of a drawing information which you want to specify. So that kind of general notes you can specify in the notes. Then some datums like GD&T standards and the basic views, front, top, side, any section view if you want. So let me check whether I'm having any section over here. No, so this model is not having any section view, but if I have that, then I can create the section by using the sections tab of View Manager, and then that section I can assign to the combined state of my choice, which is named as section view. So likewise, I can manage the display of section view annotations as well, and any kind of a detail view further I want that I can show in this 12 number detail view combined state. So that was the kind of understanding about the combined state naming conventions, and then the creation of MBD Start part. So basically, based on all these concepts which I right now told to you, and also by using this View Manager, the layers concept, then kind of orientations, simplified representations, appearances, and sections, and so on. We can have them created first, and then we can organize them in the structure of combined states. And for each of the combined state, you can edit the definition of it, and here you can assign it with the information from the other tabs of View Managers like orientations and cross sections, appearances, layers, and so on. So that is the basic theory behind how to create a MBD Start part. And in my course for this model preparation, I have given a comprehensive project about how to create a user specific MBD Start part. So I kind of request you people that you please go through this course and this project. Here you will understand this process in depth, how to create the MBD specific start part for your organization. And then next project I'm showing a specific thing like how would I create MBD entities in one of my example. So basically this thing only I have shown to you in my previous webinar, in this one. So please go through that as well, and go through our iGet course as well. And I hope that you will definitely get some new useful insights to your MBD knowledge base over there. So with this, I conclude my session, and thanks for joining here. Thanks for listening to me for the entire session. Thank you. Thanks, Advait.
Thank you, Sudhanva, for that. So I have posted a feedback and suggestion form in the chat. You will receive the same link in the follow-up email along with the recording of this session. So thank you for attending this session. So bye everyone. Good day.